Good evening, everyone. First, I'd just like to say, Georgia and Charlotte, you sure are marvellous. Now, everyone says that Year 13 is the best year, and I think most of you out there would agree with it. It's been a challenging year, but with challenges come some pretty awesome experiences. Take Slave Day, for example. Now, some of us slaves were treated relatively nicely by our masters. My punishment didn't go any further than crawling around New World, dressed in a bear suit and eating out of a bowl. Did I mention the leash? Well, this wasn't too bad compared to Raki here, who not only suffered the wrath of cling wrap in his underwear in Mr. McMillan's office, but was also treated to his first waxing experience. Now, that's rough. I've thanked them before and I'll thank them again, but to those of you who don't know just how much work the student exec does around the school, it's about time you heard. Sam and I can stand up here and take credit for our accomplishments this year, but the real unsung heroes of the school are the student executive. The exec consists of 12 people, including Sam and I, who have each got their own committees and are responsible for organising events. Much of their work is done behind the scenes, and I would love to shed light on everything they do, but to do this would take a lot of time. For further information, please see Hayley Whiting for copies of this year's minutes. G. Robbo, Nick, Luke, Gunnar, Erica, Brawley, Charlotte, Sammy D, Hayley and Aravat. What an awesome, hard-working bunch you are. You have all exceeded our expectations this year and given your all to your roles. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you guys. All the best in your ventures next year, and I just have to say it one last time, bands up. Thanks also to all those people who have been on committees this year. The student exec wouldn't be able to do anything without you guys. You've all worked really hard and it's so appreciated. Now, I was typing up responses to go in the Year 13 Leavers book last week, and it was pretty funny reading some people's favourite memory of Ashcole. I lost count of how many times Dean plus tyre tube plus hill equals broken hip on leadership camp. It sure was a favourite, and you're going down in the history books for that one, Dino. I think most of us had a pretty hard time trying to pick just one memory to go in the book. There just seems to be so many to choose from. Mine came down to escapades on geography field trip. Oh, what an amazing 3 days they were. There were close encounters with seals, and trips to New World where Aaron and Chats proved themselves to be quite the ladies' men, buying flowers for the girls every day. And we can't forget the lessons learnt from the Truth or Dare Circle. Never rely on Shannon Brawley to be successful at hitchhiking. Prelims Day is another highlight of the year. Hot day, water slide, paddling pool, melted juicies, and hamburgers. The Red House tent had it all. Despite a couple of confused and possibly kidnapped Year 12 readies dressing up in orange and betraying our house of wisdom and almost victory, the day was perfect. And while we're on the subject, my begrudged congratulations to the mighty O House on your victory this year. Although really, we're all winners. Isn't that right, red, blue and green? Ha ha. Thanks to all of the house captains and execs for their hard work and enthusiasm this year. Lip sync brings me to another favourite memory. Rucky, Smitty, Guts, Davies, Cordy and Tom, you guys have got the moves. Although not quite as polished as our single ladies, Matt, Luke and Jessie, who left the audience very impressed in a disturbed kind of way. Those leotards were tight. All these little memories have made this year so brilliant, despite it being pretty tough at times. The last couple of weeks particularly. Thanks to all of you for waiting, and waiting, and waiting, oh so patiently for Leavers Gear to arrive. And today, thank goodness, it got here. I must say it was worth the wait. That gear is snazzy. Thanks must also go to all of the teachers who have seen us grow from cute wee cherubs in Year 9 to mostly mature young adults. To all the teachers whose classes I've frequented over the past 5 years, thank you for helping to shape me into the person I am today. The successes of students comes largely down to the teachers, although I'm sure they don't get anywhere near the recognition that they deserve. My gratitude to you all is too huge to be expressed, and I hope you all realise the important part you've played in all of our lives. To Mr. Gunn in particular, I said it yesterday and I'm going to say it again. You've been an absolutely awesome family form and chemistry teacher. I've always looked forward to coming into your class and seeing what sly jokes you're going to crack during the lesson. My thanks also to Ms. McIndoe for those invigorating GITS debates last year and for giving up your time to extend us in scholarship English this year. Mr. Saunders, you have made biology a delight. Ardipithecus ramidus. Sorry, I won't continue. It's on YouTube. Anyway, I can't wait to continue my biology studies at uni next year, thanks to you. Mr. Frugier, as I'm sure you know, the Kaikoura field trip was the cherry on top of an awesome year in Geo. I think the whole class would agree with me on that one. And Mrs. Buckland, although my results in calculus this year may not have been outstanding, I sure learnt the art of perseverance in your calculus class. Since they're here tonight, and since this time last year I was so nervous making my speech that I left them out, I want to say thanks to my family. Thank you to Mum, Dad, Lou and Hamish for all your support this year. I know I haven't always been easy to live with, but thanks for putting up with me and never complaining. Thanks also to Granny and Granddad for having open ears when I came to visit and ranted on about this and that. You always pretended to be interested. Thanks. Thanks also to all my friends for putting up with me, helping me out, making me cake, and being so supportive this year. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thanks, Nick, for being so willing to help me out, even when I was too stubborn to consider delegating as a viable option. I think we both learned a lot this year, including that when I say no, I don't want help, the best option is to back off and leave me to it. Thanks also to the Evanses for always being so welcoming when I turned up, often unannounced, in your living room. And every time there'd be baking of some delicious description on offer. Rachel, you're a champ. Finally, thanks to Rucky. I can't explain to you all just how much Sam has done this year. He's always been working on something and has definitely been a driving force behind our various projects this year. Rucky, you've got an incredible knack for seeing something that needs to be done and just jumping right on in and doing it. Whether it's something small like picking up some rubbish, or something huge like getting up into the attic and pulling down relics of Ashcole's history and seeing them restored in the auditorium foyer. Working with you this year has been amazing. All the best for next year. Selwyn's ballet group is in for a real treat. I think that just about wraps it up. There's not a lot more I can say except that this year has been awesome. And all the more so because I've had the amazing privilege of being your head girl. I've loved almost every minute, but it's definitely time to let it go. Good luck to all of you for next year and the years beyond. Many people say that high school was the best time of their lives. I hope that in 20 years' time, none of you have this opinion. I hope that you will all look back on your years at Ashcole with fond memories, but realise that this is just the start of the road. There are many more amazing times to come. I will forever be proud of this school and of being HG 2010. Thank you.